Now, the guy who really taught the MIT students also showed our next guest how to do the same. He's former Wall Street analyst Josh Axelrad, and he writes about his card-counting chronicles in his new book. It's called Repeat Until Rich, and Josh joins us right now. So it's an interesting path you took. Columbia University, job on Wall Street, counting cards, Gamblers Anonymous. All right, how'd you get to counting cards?
Well, I guess there have been some missteps in the course of that journey, but I learned about blackjack from somebody who had played with the MIT team, who I happened to meet at a party while he was literally in the middle of a sentence about card counting, which is something that I didn't know the definition of. I'd heard the term before, but I didn't know what it was. And so he took me under his wing in a way and started teaching me how to play, not originally with the intent of joining a team, because he didn't really have an opportunity for me. He had just moved to New York. He was in graduate school. But really for fun, because he used to do it in college and he liked it a lot. And that's how I got started.
So how about the team? I mean, you formed a team then, I'm guessing. Did you make a killing in the casinos before they inevitably threw you out?
I joined an existing team, which was in a period of growth at that time. It was separate from MIT. And I earned a reasonable living, as did many of us. And by reasonable, it's sort of not stunning in the sense that some of your Wall Street viewers might think of as stunning.
$700,000?
Right, over the course of about 5 years.
Right.
And those are team results, so those winnings are shared with my teammates. My income over that time ranged anywhere from about $40,000 to $120,000. I didn't have a losing year as a blackjack player, but it's not a get-rich-quick scheme in the way that you often see it depicted in the movies. It's fun.
Well, what's interesting, Josh, and you kind of break it down in your book, I mean, there's a whole business structure. I mean, you have investing players, non-investing players. I mean, it's not just some random thing and you're just counting cards here. I mean, there's a whole structure to this.
Right. The team is depicted in the book, Repeat Until Rich. I call it Massar in the book. That was not the real name. But it was run as a business, which is how we were able to succeed in an environment where you have a lot of obstacles. Card counting sounds fascinating. It sounds fun, right? It sounds sort of better than sitting in a bank office all day long clicking a mouse. But the reality is that the casinos do a lot to try to prevent people who really are able to win money from getting out the door with their cash. And in order to get around the steps that they take, you have to be pretty aggressive and well organized.
I wonder if the partying is kind of an obstacle, and I guess the same could be asked of Wall Street traders as well. But you're in Vegas, you're going to clubs, you're getting comped drinks, and I'm sure seeing fights and everything that you could do down there. Does it not stop you from earning more money?
I think in general that's a very good point, and the sort of person who is drawn to card counting in the first place often is not the sort of person who's actually going to end up succeeding at it, because generally if you have the sort of mental wherewithal and the capital that you do need a good bit of liquid capital to invest. You will also have other life opportunities, more stable life opportunities that can lead to sort of conventional things like families and that sort of happiness, which are all good and those things are often sacrificed by people who want to go off and become card counters. So often the people who are drawn to it are the people who are the least likely to succeed at it. And it's very easy to get sidetracked.
We got 30 seconds left here. How much heat did you actually get when you were doing card counting?
I was thrown out over 100 casinos in 15 different states. I was detained against my will 2 separate times. I got a bit of heat.
And you were carrying sometimes thousands and thousands of dollars of cash. I know you guys got pulled over by police at one point.
Yeah, that happened in Louisiana. We were pulled over with over $100,000 in cash in the car, and that made an impression on local law enforcement. They ended up letting us go, but they were a little bit concerned for a while.
With the money, and you're flying with cash too as well.
That's correct, and that got to be more difficult, especially in the early months after September 11th. We basically shut down for a short period of time after that.
It's a fun read. Repeat Until Rich. Are your card counting days over?
At the moment, my bankroll is small, so I'm talking about card counting more than I'm actually doing.
All right, good to know. Hey, good to get some time with you, Josh. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, Josh Axelrad. And again, the book is Repeat Until Rich.